COSATU's Day of Action. Let's take you to Cape Town now. Tim Tongana, following developments in the mother city, as Newzroom Afrika also covering this story for us, and he is in Johannesburg, Braamfontein. Let's start with you, Artie. Paint us a picture of what the turnout looks like for the time being of this COSATU Day of Action.
Well, a very good morning to you, Goli. I'm sure you can see behind me some of the COSATU members already starting together here at Kaisergracht. I'm just going to briefly move out of shot and ask my colleague to show you the number of people that are here already. These are, of course, people coming from different communities across Cape Town. We understand that the permit that COSATU here in the Western Cape, particularly in Cape Town, has applied for accommodates about 3,000 people. So they're still expecting more people to arrive. And as you know, this is a nationwide strike. So it's obviously in an effort to raise awareness insofar as the challenges that people are facing across the country. So instances which are not unique to South Africa, to Cape Town in particular, but issues that are affecting many South Africans across the country. Unemployment, the constant increase of fuel prices, the repo rates, the interest rates, and of course load shedding. But I'm joined by the Provincial Secretary, Melvin de Bruyn. Thank you so much for your time. We understand, of course, this is part of an effort by COSATU to get government to pay attention to issues that have really been affecting South Africa for a long time. How different do you think this is going to be?
Yeah, I think COSATU has been raising these issues at NATLEC for quite some time, and it's quite clear that government is not doing enough to address the concerns of the working class and to address the concerns of the people of this country. And that's the only tool that we have as workers to show our frustration and disappointment in the failures of government. That's why we are here today, and we are quite clear this can be the beginning of an ongoing protest action against the government if they don't come to the party.
But Melvin, I must say, as one of the biggest federations, and I speak of course in terms of the context of South Africa, you are very much aligned with the African National Congress that is in government. It's almost as though you're speaking to yourself. Not so long ago I saw you at the provincial ANC conference. How is it that you as a union are not constantly engaging the government which you are aligned with?
Yeah, we are an alliance partner, but however we are all independent. So if government is failing us, we must talk. We must strike if we have to, but on the second part of your question, the question of why are we talking and nothing's happening while we are alliance partners. There is engagement at the national level, there is engagement at the NATLEC level as well, with government and all different stakeholders. But it's quite clear we don't get the desired outcomes out of those meetings. It doesn't mean because we are alliance partners, we must set arms folded. That will just show the people that COSATU is independent, and when we are unhappy, we go out in our numbers to show them that we are unhappy, and we expect results out of this protest around the country.
Right, Melvin, I'm running out of time. Thank you so much, the Provincial Secretary of COSATU here in Cape Town. Well, Goli, I can tell you that they're still waiting for more people, as I've said earlier on, and will certainly then be marching to the provincial legislature as well as Parliament to hand over that memorandum, which includes the challenges that made them do this strike at a national level.
Very, very relevant question there, Tim Tongana engaging that COSATU office bearer there. It's as if COSATU is marching on itself. This is a question that continues to persist, and we must ask it. Thank you very much, Tim Tongana. Let's give you a picture now of what the situation looks like in Johannesburg. Newzroom Afrika, talk to us. What does the picture look like where you are?
Well, clearly, what's happening this side is the fact that where we are seeing a lot of law enforcement officers, and they're gearing up to make sure that everything goes in order and according to plan. Well, from where we are right now, there are some workers who are making their way into this head office of COSATU here in Braamfontein. So we expect them to make their way from COSATU House to various points of departures, especially when it comes to various companies which I believe COSATU will be submitting their memorandum from. So Amos Munyela is the chairperson of COSATU here in Gauteng. Munyela, thank you very much for your time. Talk to us about the key issues you want to outline, or you want to the government and other stakeholders to really deal with as far as your demands are concerned.
Good morning to yourself and your viewers. So the key issues that we want government to address start with collective bargaining. So there's been undermining of collective bargaining across. You remember it would have started with the implementation of the last leg of Resolution 1 of 2018 in government. But then that thing has escalated to many employers in our country where they can walk away from a collective bargaining processes. So the second issue that we want to address as it relates to the Labour Relations Act is to unemployment issues in our country. The Department of Employment and Labour does not have a plan of how are they going to make sure that jobs in our country are protected and are defended. So that's the second issue that we are going to address. And as you know, the cost of living of our country are high, and this is as a result of unreliable energy supply, the economy that is not growing. So therefore that is also exacerbated by government position, particularly the Reserve Bank of South Africa's policy stance on inflation targeting. So the repo rate or repurchase rate has been increasing exponentially from the last quarter of last year up until now, thus diminishing the buying power of workers. Crime in our country is at an exponential level. Corruption, you know what is happening with corruption. So those are the issues that, you had a Zondo Commission of Inquiry taking place with recommendations, but then the NDPP is unable to prosecute to date. So those are a number of things that we are protesting against.
If I may come in then, Chairperson, you are an alliance partner with the ruling party, the ANC, which, sits or presides over some of the key issues and stakeholders like the Department of Labour and Employment. What has been their attitude towards your cries?
Maybe I expected media to ask me about an alliance partner, one independent alliance partner in the alliance. We are representing workers. So when we engage with them, we do, of course, engage at NetLeg with the Department of Employment and Labour, with other stakeholders there. We do engage within the alliance. I can tell you that COSATU has put policy positions which government must take. You remember that we've put a policy position on the ESCOM pact, we've put a number of policy positions. And we're saying to them, if you are able to implement the policy positions that COSATU is putting across, I think we'll be having what we are having currently today. So because our biggest issue, to be honest, if we are able to manage the issue of energy and ESCOM, I think we'll be able to grow our economy and create employment. But then we do engage. So with our alliance partners, we do engage with government. When government and our alliance partners are not listening, then we come to the streets so that we are able to force them to implement correct policy directions.
Just lastly, sir, there's a very unfortunate incident which took place in Boksburg, in that where people lost their lives. Is COSATU in any way going to make its way there to just to pay tribute and homage to the victims there, but also just show a sense of concern?
Our condolences to the people who have perished due to the blast as a result of gas. COSATU has got a structure in Ekurhuleni. We'll send them to go to Ekurhuleni to go and check what has happened. We'll also go as the provincial office bearers as to what has happened. Our affiliates will also go and check as to what is happening. But in our heartfelt condolences to the families. I think these are some of the socio-economic challenges that we've been raising. That that thing happened at a squatter camps, no access to road. Probably if there was access, they should have been rescued. But then we will be going there from our cluster at Ekurhuleni.
Thank you very much, Sam. The chairperson there, Amos Munyela, is the chairperson of COSATU here in Johannesburg. These are some of the workers who are making their way into this particular thing. But if you can go through some of the placards there, I see this one saying, COSATU stop fuel hikes now. Workers are suffocating. So these are some of the issues workers are calling for, are crying to the government to address. So we'll try to pick up with one of them so that we're able to zoom into these specific issues there. The chairperson spoke about the issue of protecting the collective bargaining, but we'll also speak to the first deputy president of COSATU later on to get a sense of how effective are these strikes. They've done this before, but are they making any headway? Why are their voice not being heard? As I said, I put that question to him, whether the engagement they are having with ANC and alliance, but especially those deployed in government, why are they not making any headway? So those are the things, Xolani, we will be able to then probe during the day. As I said earlier on, that they are expecting them to march to the South African Reserve Bank, to Gauteng Department of Health, and that talks to the issue of shortages of food here in some public hospitals in Gauteng, especially Baragwana Hospital. So they'll be engaging with the Department of Health on that matter. The issue of unemployment, the issue of human rights being violated by various organizations, especially state entities. So for that, they will be going to the South African human rights here in Johannesburg. And of course, that will be the Gauteng province of the South African human rights. So that's what the Gauteng leg of this particular strike looks like. And we will follow it up and see how it goes as the day goes on.
Thank you very much. Zinego Mhlaba live for us in Braamfontein.